So if we want this to turn into Dwarf Underground, let's start simple. Let's just put it all in that one component, app. So let's just copy everything from static CSS into app.css because we know this style sheet's already linked up. I'll just copy all of that in there. From static CSS. So static CSS and static HTML are the actual, that's the Dwarf Underground stuff. Let's copy that into app CSS. And then into app.js, we're going to copy the static HTML, or as much of it as it seems like we should. So the body. Let's start with the body here. And let's get everything that's inside body, which is a lot. Let's just copy that. And I want to just paste it inside this div here. So we know we need a single div that contains all the rest of it. So I'll get rid of my H1, and I'll just paste all that stuff in here. And it's going to screw up the indentation, but we can fix that. Starting here. Messed it up. Highlight the rows that you want to indent and hit Command left bracket, right bracket to indent and out it. Now, this isn't going to be perfect yet. Let's see what happens. All right. It's not a total disaster. I have an error here. Notice on my console. Unknown DOM property class. Did you mean class name? Why, yes, we did, didn't we? So there's a whole bunch of places in here where we have class equals. All those have to be class capital N name. We're not going to change them one at a time. We have a text editor that can do this for us. So I'm going to do Command F or Control F to do find and replace. If you haven't used this in Visual Studio Code yet, to replace, you click on this little arrow here. So find what and replace it with something. So don't just search for the word class, or that'll change the class declaration at the beginning too, right? So search for class equals and replace it with class capital N name equals. And you'll see all the things that all the matches that it finds are already highlighted, which is kind of handy, so you can be sure you did the right thing. And to replace them all, you can hit this right here. Or just hit Option, Command, Enter. Should have replaced 35 things. Save the changes. Look at it in the browser again. The console error goes away. There's some warnings, but no errors anymore. And the CSS looks pretty close. Not quite right, but close. Let's look back at static HTML for a moment. So we copied everything out of the body. Let's look at what was in the head. Okay, we had a link to that style sheet. Looks like we had a link to a couple other things, though. We had a Google font, and we had the Foundation CSS framework. So let's take these two lines right here. Lines 12 and 13, two link tags out of static HTML. Copy those, and we'll go ahead and put them in index.html. Or is that already done? That's already done. Never mind. Already done for you. These still don't look quite right from what I remember this looking like. But we'll deal with it for now. So all right, now this is being served up by React. Add markup and CSS for app component. So we took some HTML, we turned it into JSX, and now we have a real component. Questions so far about what we've done? Yeah. Command F. Then be sure to hit this little arrow here. And I search for class equals and replace it with class name equals. Put the equal sign there so that it didn't replace this class at the beginning. So I know that it's the prop.